Crush nighttime snacking, top 5 strategies. So the training agenda today is going to go through a few things. First, I'm going to talk about the 4 reasons why you snack at night. And they really don't have a lot to do with willpower. I know a lot of people think that nighttime snacking is just, they're just giving in, they're giving into their cravings and they don't have enough willpower. But there are actually some reasons that have nothing to do with willpower that I want you to know about so that you can stop, completely blaming yourself. And then we're going to talk about 5 strategies that will help you crush nighttime snacking for good and finally get your weight moving in the right direction. I'm also going to go through a few case studies of a couple of my clients because almost everybody that I talk to complains about having cravings at night and nighttime snacking. And the one thing that changes very quickly for my clients is that their cravings start to go away. So I really do want to share with you a couple of case studies of actual cases of my clients getting their nighttime snacking and their craving in check by using the methods that I teach. So really my goal with this training and every training that I do is to transform the way that you look at losing weight and being healthy. It's going to go against the grain and the norm. Especially snacking, people think that that's their fault. They just snack too much. They can't keep control of their cravings. I'm going to teach you that that's actually wrong. There are a bunch of other things going on with your body that cause you to have those urges to snack. So I really want to show you how to finally achieve sustainable weight loss for life. And that's by dealing with the root cause of your weight. That's by dealing with the root cause of your nighttime snacking or any other issues that you have. Okay, so who is this for? If you're a man in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, your nighttime snacking and your nighttime snacking is sabotaging your weight loss efforts. If no matter what you do, you can't stop snacking in the evenings, you've got the best intentions, but every single night around 8 or 9 p.m., you're just reaching for snacks. If you're in a cycle of late night snacking and guilt, so you binge or snack at night and then you feel crappy about it, if your belly's just getting bigger and bigger, if you can't get your chronic health problems under control and you think that late night snacking is partially to blame, so things like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, any other chronic illness, if you're dealing with uncontrollable cravings every single evening. So if they just haunt you, they're always there every night and you just can't get rid of them, this training is definitely for you. And if you're sick of carrying around extra weight. So why you should listen to me. I'm the founder of a company called Terra Nutrition. I'm the creator of a program called the Belly Fat Fix. And this program is for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s specifically because I'm an expert in weight loss for older men. So basically, bits and pieces of the ideas I'll share with you today, you may have heard before, but really nobody gets it right when they're trying to help men lose weight, especially older men. So, that's my expertise, and that's why you should listen to me. So let's dive in. Why are nighttime snacks so hard to resist? There are 4 reasons, and I will go over them now. Number 1, you aren't getting the nutrition you need during the day. So this is the biggest reason that I see with my clients. It's the biggest reason why people have cravings at night. Okay, your body is smart. If it's 9 p.m. and you have not given your body all the things that it needs during the day, like protein, healthy fat, fiber, healthy carbs, and most importantly, actually, the calories that it needs to function optimally, it's going to send you the signal to eat more. And that's when you get that urge to nighttime snack. So the amount of protein, healthy fat, fiber, carbs, and calories that you need specifically depends on your age, depends on your activity level, and a few other factors. It's definitely not the same for everyone. If you're going to the gym 5 days a week, if you've got a very physical job, you're going to need different amounts of food than somebody who is sedentary, somebody who's sitting in front of the desk all day. Okay. But Really 95% of the men I work with are not eating enough of the right food. And a lot of them are actually just not eating enough. A lot of people that I talk to have been told by their doctor, have been told by, other diets or healthcare professionals that they need to keep their calories, under 2000 calories a day or even under 1800 calories a day. And that's actually for almost all men, not enough food. Okay. That's less food than I eat. It's just not enough food. So if you're not eating enough food during the day, your body is going to tell you to eat more at night. Okay. So let's go over one case study. Um, this was somebody who was having significant cravings for snacks, not only during the day, but especially at night, craving sweets and chips and things like that in the evenings. He's a 52-year-old man. He has a pretty physical job, and he was really stuck in a diet mentality. And that diet mentality is eat less, exercise more. I'm sure that most of you feel this way as well. This client had been on a number of diets that had restricted his calories pretty intensely, actually. It was really low calorie diets. And he was really not getting enough of the right calories during the day. And then it was causing him to reach for unhealthy snacks in the evening after dinner every single night, and he was really unable to get his weight moving in the right direction, and he had low energy. He was suffering from low energy. So the strategy that I used with him that we made together was really to optimize his nutrition to make sure that he was getting enough protein, enough healthy fat, enough fiber, enough carbs, and enough calories during his three main meals. And I based that on his daily activity level. And the result was that within 1 week, he saw a drastic reduction in the urge to snack in the evenings and between meals. And within 3 weeks, he was rarely having cravings for snacks in the evening. And when he does, he has something healthy. Oh, he can have a handful of nuts or some vegetables, and also the benefit of all of that was that he lost 5 pounds in those first 3 weeks of working with me. So that sort of leads into the second strategy, or sorry, the second reason why you snack at night. And that's actually dieting. Okay. The reason is that you are dieting or restricting calories. Restricting your calories too much. And by too much, I mean you're restricting them below the amount of calories that your body needs to function at an optimal level. If you're fasting too much, or you're sticking to a really rigid diet, it could mean that your body is not getting what it needs during the day. And so you're going to get hit really hard with cravings in the evenings. Okay, so does this sound familiar? You start every day with the best intentions. You're on a diet, you got everything ready. You're going to make sure you count your calories all day. You try to eat as little as possible because your doctor told you to stay under 1800 calories a day. So you've got all your calories counted out. You have very little for breakfast, you have a low calorie lunch, then you get to dinner and you eat a good amount of dinner because you're hungry, but after you're finished, you're still hungry. And then maybe you fight the urge to have seconds from dinner. And then, it's 8 p.m. and the cravings start. But you're determined that you're not going to cave in and you're not going to, eat that bag of chips or eat that tub of ice cream. But then at 9 p.m., you just can't take it anymore and you decide to have a small snack. And the problem really is when you get started with, a quote unquote small snack, sometimes you tend to overdo it, and you overdo it, you eat too much, you feel guilty. And then you tell yourself that you're never going to be able to lose weight because you have no willpower. But it's really, really important to understand that it's not entirely your fault. And you really have to take note on what you've eaten that day. At that point when you're reaching for some unhealthy snack, hi Dave. Yeah, when you're reaching for some unhealthy snack in the evening, or you have this craving that you can't resist, you really need to go back through your day and ask yourself, what did I have for breakfast? What did I have for lunch? What did I have for dinner? Did I get enough calories? Did I get enough protein? Did I get enough healthy fat? And oftentimes, if you're reaching for that unhealthy snack in the evening, you're probably going to find that you did not eat properly during the day. And that could be because you're on a diet, and that you're trying to reduce calories, and you're basically starving yourself all day long, and eventually you just give in. So here's another case study, and this is not necessarily about reducing calories and restricting calories, but this 43-year-old man that I worked with, he spent a lot of time driving for work. He was in a diet mentality. His doctor wanted him to start cholesterol medication because his blood work was not good. His cholesterol was getting higher. So what he did on his own, in this diet mentality, was eliminated as much dietary cholesterol as possible. So he stopped eating cheese, he stopped eating red meat, he stopped eating eggs, he stopped eating, all things that had cholesterol. But unfortunately, what happened because of this diet he had put himself on was that his cravings were completely out of control during the day and especially in the evenings. He was binge eating in the evenings, and he was reaching for carb heavy snacks like crackers, chips, granola bars, chocolate, and basically anything he could get his hands on. So a strategy in this case was that I optimized his nutrition by adding back healthy fat and dietary sources of cholesterol, which really come from healthy fat, and a variety of protein sources, and made sure he was getting enough protein, healthy fat, fiber, carbs, and calories during his three main meals. And when I saw him 1 week after I started working with him, he was like, he could not believe how much he changed. Like he said, he felt like a different person. He saw a drastic reduction in the urge to snack, both during the day and in the evenings. And within 1 month, he really, like he said, he had no cravings. Like very rarely did he have cravings. He had 3 solid meals per day. And then occasionally he would have a healthy snack in the evening, but he was no longer tempted to reach for sugar and carbs and all kinds of, really carb heavy, unhealthy snacks. And within 3 months, all of his cholesterol levels were in the normal range, and he had lost 12 pounds. So no matter whether you're working with me as a client or whether you are just trying to figure your stuff out on your own, you really need to keep track of what you're eating. And if you're having these cravings at night, maybe you need to talk to me if you're my client. And I do this all the time. One diet plan doesn't work forever. Sometimes things change. So you really sometimes need to change the amount of healthy fat you're getting, or to change the amount of protein you're getting. And that can really help to sort out these nighttime cravings. So if you're doing it on your own, if you're trying to figure this out, just really try and understand what your body needs, what a man needs to eat, and make sure you're getting that during the day. Because if you're getting that food during the day, it's a lot less likely that you will snack at night. So the third reason why you're having nighttime snacking urges and cravings in the evening is unbalanced blood sugar. And the main reason why my clients don't have the urge to snack in the evenings is because they learn what to eat, how to eat, and when to eat to balance their blood sugar. And when you have balanced blood sugar from your first meal in the morning until your last meal of the day, your urge to snack in the evening will either go away or become much more manageable because your hormones are balanced. Okay, so you might still have the urge to snack even if you're doing everything right, but at least you can make that decision to snack from a place of control instead of, I need to have that bag of chips or I need to have that ice cream. So this is how you can sort of determine if your blood sugar and hormones are out of whack, because you might be saying, okay, well, how do I know if my blood sugar and my hormones are not balanced? These are some of the ways that you can know that. If you have sugar cravings, if you are unable to lose weight, if you're hungry all the time, if you're tired, if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, poor quality sleep, if you're tired or fatigued after you eat, if you have high levels of stress, increased fat storage, belly fat, aches and pains, or loss of muscle strength, it probably means that either your blood sugar or your hormones or a combination thereof are not balanced. Okay. And this is basically what happens. This is called a blood sugar roller coaster. You eat carbs. Okay, you can see here this turquoise line is refined carbohydrates. So if you eat chips, if you eat candy, if you eat chocolate, your blood sugar is going to go up really high and then go low and up. And this is what happens. And this, starting your day, for example, with a muffin or something sugary means that what will happen is this will continue on all day. Your blood sugar spikes and then it dips and spikes and dips and spikes and dips. And then you get over to this point, which is the nighttime, and your blood sugar has dipped and you're craving sugary food. Okay, the fourth reason why people tend to snack in the nighttime or in the evening is emotional eating and addiction. So there are definitely psychological triggers that are going to make you want to reach for, a bag of potato chips or something sweet or whatever your go-to snack is. There are always going to be psychological triggers. So, uncomfortable emotions can make you reach to food for comfort. That's because we have a very primitive brain. If you're, it's seeking comfort. It wants you to not be uncomfortable. So if you're feeling angry or stressed or frustrated or bored or even happy or sad, you might reach for food to sort of soothe those emotions. And that's just a normal thing people do. So being aware of what your psychological triggers are, if you know for sure that when you're stressed, you are definitely eating more in the evening, try and really make sure that you're taking care of your food during the day, but also make sure you've got some, healthy alternatives. And addiction is also a big part of this. Snack foods are really addictive. They are manufactured and created in a lab to make you want more. So if you're eating chips at night, chocolate, sugar, or all those processed foods, you need to understand that they are manufactured to make you want more and more and more and more. So your brain gets a hit of dopamine when you eat them, just like if you were going to do drugs or you're going to have, a cigarette, anything like that. It's the same thing. Okay, so foods are addictive. And I mean, here they are, right? These are the things that people generally snack on in the evenings: popcorn, ice cream, donuts, chips, pretzels, all this wonderful stuff, candy. It tastes really great, but it's definitely not good for you. So let's get into the 5 strategies to crush nighttime snacking. Number one is just really to get rid of unhealthy snack foods. So throw them out. Throw the unhealthy food you have in your house in the garbage and stop buying it. If you do not have it in the house, you'll probably be a lot less likely to eat it. I know for me, that's 100% true. If I don't have it in the house, then I'm not going to eat it. Okay. Number two is to balance your blood sugar and your hormones. So if you are going to snack, you need to choose snacks that won't spike your blood sugar or mess with your hormones. So, food that balances blood sugar are whole foods. They're combined in the right way. And if you do that, they'll keep your blood sugar stable. And I'll give you some examples in a minute. And then food that balances hormones. So food that balances hormones is the same as food that balances blood sugar. They're whole foods combined in the right way. And things like testosterone, your stress hormones, and hormones like insulin that really regulate metabolism are balanced with food. They're only balanced with food. You really, really need to make sure that you're eating properly. And this is a little chart and it's just going to show you when I say eat food that balances your blood sugar, you have carbohydrates like bread. And if you eat bread by itself, or if you eat chips by itself or chocolate, your blood sugar is going to spike up like that. And if you eat protein, like meat, cheese, or eggs, or fat, like avocados, butter, nuts, olives, it spikes your blood sugar a lot less. So the goal really is to combine fat, carbohydrate, and protein when you're snacking. Okay. So combining protein, fat, and carbohydrates will keep your blood sugar balanced. And if you don't know what protein, carbs, and fat are, I have this chart and it will basically give you examples of that, what foods both have both carbs and protein, what foods have fat and protein combined or carbs and fat combined. and then all of them separately as well. So if you do want a copy of this PDF, if you're a little bit unsure about, what is protein, what is fat, and what is carb or what is starch, just say PDF in the comments. Either if you're watching in the replay or if you're watching live, and I'll make sure to send that over to you. Yeah, so this sort of ties into balancing your blood sugar, and it's number 3 strategy is to eat balanced meals during the day. So you really, really, really need to eat balanced meals during the day. They need to balance your blood sugar, and you also need to eat enough during the day. Um, yeah, so you need to start your day with a solid breakfast that has protein, fat, and fiber, and carbs too. But you need to do that. Starting your day with a proper breakfast that has protein, fat, and fiber in it is going to start your day off with stable blood sugar. And it's really important that you do that because that sets the stage for the rest of the day. So if you have that balanced meal at breakfast, um, and then you don't skip lunch. So it says here, don't skip meals. Try not to skip meals. Make sure that you are eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It doesn't matter if your first meal is later in the afternoon or if you start eating at noon, but just don't skip meals. 3 meals is really the standard for men, for older men. If you have 3 solid balanced meals in a day, not only will you not have that urge to snack in the nighttime, but you will also be able to maintain your muscle mass and really just optimize your health. If you are skipping meals, it's just not good. Okay. So don't starve yourself by cutting your calories too much. So maybe you have breakfast and then you think, well, I'm on this diet and I don't want to, I want to keep my calories down. So I'm just going to skip lunch. But skipping lunch messes with your blood sugar, it messes with your hormones, and it makes you hungrier later on, which makes you more likely to nighttime snack. So, really don't skip meals and don't starve yourself. You need to reduce or eliminate processed foods. Eating balanced meals means that you're eating as many whole foods as possible. Okay. And then you really want to figure out how many calories your body needs to function optimally and eat accordingly. I can't emphasize this enough. If you are, a guy who's got a very physical job, you're doing a lot of physical activity, and you are eating 1,800 calories a day, you're probably getting 1,000 calories less than what your body needs. And you're not going to feel good at the end of the day if you're eating 1,000 fewer calories than your body needs. You're going to be hungry. You're going to be reaching for snacks. You are a man and you need to eat enough food. Okay, so the 4th strategy really is to have healthy snacks available at all times. Okay, so healthy snacks look something like this. These are some examples of healthy snacks. Obviously, there are other healthy snacks, but you have things like nuts and seeds, cheese. That little tin is smoked oysters, if you like that sort of thing. We have avocado, plain Greek yogurt and berries, olives, a protein smoothie, some beef jerky, boiled eggs, a high fiber toast with avocado and a fried egg on top, a Granny Smith apple and some nut butter, some berries, and some hummus and vegetables. So those are all examples of healthy snacks. Okay. And nighttime snacking is not ideal. However, it can be actually beneficial if you're having the right snack. Maybe you didn't get enough food during the day. Maybe you had a crazy day and you didn't eat properly and you are still hungry after dinner. If you are still hungry and your body still needs, protein and more fiber and all of the goodness that you can find in food, then reaching for something healthy like one of these things can actually be helpful. Okay, it's helpful instead of a hindrance. So if you are going to nighttime snack or snack anytime, really reach for something healthy. Have healthy alternatives available. Things like beef jerky and nuts and seeds, and vegetables are very portable. Even if you're out of the house all day, you can make sure, you can bring a bag of jerky and a bag of nuts with you and eat them when you're hungry instead of, stopping and getting a bag of chips. Um, Yeah, it's really important. Number five is really to deal with emotional eating. Okay. And I'm going to go through some strategies to deal with that because the reality is we all have emotions, and it's really, really common for people to deal with emotions by reaching for food. So, for emotional eating, you really need to have a certain level of awareness. So, you can ask yourself these following questions: when am I eating? Why am I eating? And what am I eating? So become aware of your eating patterns. And I talked a little bit about this before. Even if you are thinking about reaching for a nighttime snack, in the evening after dinner, ask yourself, when did I eat today? And why do I want to eat now? And what am I eating? What are you reaching for? Are you reaching for something sugary? Are you reaching for, something processed, something unhealthy? Just understand why you're eating and when. Okay. And then take a breath, pause. When you're about to eat, ask yourself the question, why am I eating? If the answer is, I'm sad, I'm stressed, I'm happy, I'm bored, or I'm lonely, and it's not because I'm hungry or maybe I didn't get enough food today, then ask yourself, what can I do instead? Right? If you're only eating because you're sad, stressed, happy, bored, any of those reasons, then maybe there's something else you can do. And some of those things are take a walk, splash your face with cold water, call a friend, or maybe do some exercise. So try and change your state. The urge to eat emotionally can be gone in 20 minutes. So maybe, you sit down on the couch and you're watching TV and you're feeling stressed because you had an absolutely horrible day at work and you feel like reaching for a bag of chips, for example. You can, instead of reaching for that bag of chips right away, change your state and do one of these things. Take that walk, splash your face with cold water, do some exercise, and see if the feeling passes. Okay. However, if you do give in to your urge to snack, try not to feel guilty. Okay. If you do eat something for a reason other than being hungry, you need to not beat yourself up for it. Nobody's perfect. No one can maintain perfection in terms of eating habits all the time. I certainly cannot. I can be an emotional eater, especially if I'm really stressed, if a lot of stuff's going on in my life. I have a tendency to really reach for sugary things, chocolate specifically. So, you know, I do that sometimes, and I try not to beat myself up. Yeah, sure, you might feel bad for a minute about it, but the reality is, like, you ate it. There's nothing you can do about it at that point. And really, it's just one time. It's just one snack. So just make a promise to yourself that you're going to get up in the morning and, do those other things that I said, like have a solid breakfast, make sure you're getting the calories you need during the day and all the healthy food so that maybe tomorrow you won't give in to that urge to eat emotionally. Okay. Guilt really creates a bigger cycle for emotional eating. So if you choose to eat the cookie or the cake or the chocolate covered almonds or the chips, just enjoy it, savor it, and then move on. And really, obviously, the ultimate goal with emotional eating is to create a happy, healthy relationship with food. Okay. And you can do that by realizing that extreme restriction or feeling constantly deprived or never being able to enjoy, unhealthy snack foods or never being able to have a nighttime snack is going to give you a crappy relationship with food because you're going to resent the fact that you can't do that. So it's okay to do these, to have a nighttime snack once in a while. But if you're doing it every single day and you're constantly reaching for food that's sabotaging your weight loss efforts and your efforts to take control of your health, then you really need to work on creating that relationship, that healthy relationship with food. Okay, I'm giving you a bonus strategy. And I know one of my clients is on right now, and this is one of his favorites. Pretend that I'm sitting on your shoulder. So sometimes accountability is the thing that really can help you to not do something that you know you shouldn't do. So if you are reaching for a bag of chips, or if you are reaching for something sweet or something is going to sabotage your weight loss late at night, you can just pretend that I'm sitting on your shoulder and I'm asking you, you know, what are you doing? You can see in this fridge there are donuts. You can always pretend that I'm just saying to you, step away from the donuts, step away from the brownies, you know, reach for something healthy. So you can always ask yourself, what would Trina tell me to do? And it's not that I'm every time going to tell you to not have that donut, but I am going to tell you, really, if it's 9 o'clock at night and you're still hungry, that you probably didn't eat enough during the day. You probably shouldn't get started and have one of those donuts, because if you do, you may have two or you may have three. So just pretend I'm sitting on your shoulder and I'm like, don't do it, don't do it. Anyway, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the Belly Fat Fix, my program. So for those of you who don't want to hear about that, please feel free to jump off. But if you are interested, I'm just going to talk about it very briefly for about 5 or 10 minutes. It's a 16-week online weight loss program, and it's really a program that all men can understand. And it's a program that deals with the root cause of weight gain and the root cause of nighttime snacking and the root cause of cravings and the root cause of high cholesterol and diabetes and all of those things. So it's a root cause approach, really, that deals with everything all at once. So I help you to balance your body and you lose weight from a place of balance. And that weight loss is basically comes from, it's a happy side effect of really really giving your body optimal nutrition, giving your body everything that it needs. Okay. And it's simple, it's straightforward, it's sustainable, and my clients get success. Um, they do, all of them do. It's not difficult. Everybody I work with tells me that it's not hard. It's simple. And you can eat the food that you like to eat. You can eat meat. You can eat vegetables. Sometimes you can have a nighttime snack. Sometimes you can have a piece of cake. It's not restrictive. There's really just no calorie counting. There's no calorie restriction, no macro counting. There's just no counting. I do not like counting when it comes to food. I don't do it. I don't expect my clients to do it. And there's definitely no feeling hungry. I had someone who's just started working with me a week ago, and he made a comment in our private Facebook group that, he's never felt, he's just so full. Like there's no urge to snack. He's very full. And that's how you feel when you work with me. You're not going to be depriving yourself of food all day long and then, giving into nighttime cravings at the end because you're starving basically all day. Definitely no extreme workouts, obviously, unless you want to. I do work with people who love going to the gym, but I also work with mostly people who don't want to do any extreme workouts and who are just happy going for a walk and doing gentle exercise. And that's really all you need to get results. And there's definitely no eliminating entire food groups. So I really give you inside the belly fat fix, step-by-step guidance. It's a completely personalized approach. Everybody's starting from a different place. Some people are in a place where they need to lose 150 pounds, or sorry, that's probably about 80 kilos if you're from New Zealand or New Zealand and Australia. And then there are some people really who only want to lose 10 kilos. So it's a very personalized approach. Everybody's different. I do a lot of personalized meal planning, which changes throughout the 4 weeks. Usually we do have to make some changes as time goes on. So the initial personalized meal plan that I make for you will change as time goes on. And also really the goal of this program is not for you to be using a meal plan for the rest of your life, but for you to understand how to eat, what to eat and when to eat in a long-term eating approach so that you don't actually have to use a meal plan made by me forever. You just know intuitively what your body needs and what you need to eat. There's an online course that goes with it. Obviously, there's coaching, there's group coaching, there's also individual coaching. So, if you need to check in with me anytime, then that's available to you anytime you want. There's community. There's a private Facebook group with other guys that are in the program, and there's a lot of fun in there and joking, and that's where really everybody supports each other, and sort of cheers each other on. It's fantastic, actually. And really, inside the program, you have expert help 24/7. And that's me. If obviously during working hours I'm available, I'm not available all the time, but there is the ability to post questions anytime inside that private Facebook group. And I am available a lot. And during working hours, really, if you need to get on the phone with me because you're at the grocery store and you don't know, you want to make a protein shake, you don't know what protein powder to buy, there's the option to just, send me a message and say, hey, can we jump on a call? Or you can send me a picture of your breakfast and say, is this okay? There are so many options for communication and help from me. Really, my goal is for everybody to get results, and I will do whatever I can to make sure you get results. Hey, Ryan, thanks for showing up. Anyway, and that's results. My clients get results, and that's because not only are they learning how to take control of their health from a holistic in a holistic way that is sustainable, but they get results because I am also dedicated to getting my clients results. So yeah, that's the belly fat fix basically. And these are I just put some examples of food that these are my plates, but this is, I'm 5'8" and I'm a woman and I'm not ultra active. Yes, I do get exercise. I go I probably do 7 kilometers, which is about 5 mile walk every day, and maybe strength training a couple times a week, but I'm pretty bad at that. And, these are the meals that I eat. So you're definitely not going to starve. You should be able to eat a substantial amount of food. All right. Like this is chicken with the skin on, a thigh and two drumsticks. This is my plate. Like this is not a plate of food that my husband eats, or my son. Like this is what I would eat. So you're definitely not going to be hungry. If you are eating, way less than what's on this plate or what's on these plates, then you're probably not eating enough. Cutting your portion sizes back drastically can actually just slow down your metabolism and really mess you up and make it really hard to lose weight. So yeah, I mean, this was one of my dinners, I think last week. Like the whole thing, I ate like that whole salad, and then this is a pork chop. It's lightly breaded and baked in the oven. So, this is the amount of food that I will eat at a dinner time. And so if you're eating very, very small portions, you're probably starving yourself. Your body's probably in starvation mode. My clients definitely eat food. They eat a lot of food. They're more likely to complain about being too full than they are to complain about being hungry. My clients do not complain they're hungry ever. So it's definitely not a diet. Yeah. Oh, and these are a couple examples of client meals. So, you've got, and you can sort of see the composition, like we were talking a little bit earlier about the fact that you want, if you're having a snack, to have healthy fat, to have protein, and to have carbohydrates and fiber at every meal. So for example, we've got scallops, they're cooked in oil or butter. So then you've got the healthy fat, the scallops are the protein, and these beans are carbs, and they're also a lot of fiber. So you've got every single thing you need. So when I say you can curb your nighttime snacking by having a balanced meal, the balanced meal is this. This is a balanced meal. Or there's this one, there's beef, there's broccoli, there's a little bit of rice underneath. It doesn't have to taste bland. It doesn't have to be, boring food, but you just have to have enough of it. And you need to make sure that you're balancing things out properly. So, anything's really possible. This is my best friend, Dave. I kind of made the program because of him. He was getting, he was starting to gain a fair bit of weight, breast tissue and belly fat in his early 50s. And we really worked together to figure out what his older male body needs, or needed at that time, sorry, and still needs. He's almost 60 now. And that's how I created the program. I did a lot of research and I figured out exactly what he needed. And he, all things are possible. This is one of my clients, Dan. He was 300 pounds. And here he was 205. I think he's gone up slightly. I think he's 210 right now. But he's been maintaining that weight for over a year. So, he never even used a meal plan and he just ate wholesome, healthy meals. And that's really it. It's a simple approach. I'm here or I'm there for my clients inside the program to help them sort of navigate what healthy weight loss looks like and really installing this long-term eating approach into their life so that it's not stressful. And yeah, that's it. So anyway, that's nighttime snacking. And that's also a little bit about my program, the Belly Fat Fix. Please reach out anytime if you want to have a free Zoom call with me. I'm happy anytime to talk to any one of you about what's going on with your weight. If you're really, really struggling with nighttime cravings and nighttime snacking and you want a little bit of help and direction and you want me to sort of clarify these strategies for you, I can do that. Even if you don't want to work with me, no problem. But I am really happy to talk to any of you if you need just some help figuring out why maybe you're trying everything or dieting and doing everything right, but not getting any results. Okay.